Abraham Lincoln is one of the prominent and influential figures in the history of the United States of America, who was the 16th president of this country. Childhood: Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809 in a log cabin on the Sinking Spring Farm located in Hardin County, Kentucky, USA. Abraham's parents were Thomas Lincoln and Nancy Hanks. Abraham was born in a family of low economic status. After his birth, the Lincoln family decided to move to Barry, Indiana. Abraham later found out that this move was due to slavery and the economic and livelihood problems in the state of Kentucky. The poverty that the Lincoln family struggled with was so much that their only capital was an axe that Abraham's father used to survive. After arriving in Indiana, Abraham's father built a log cabin without doors and windows. Due to his poverty, he could not equip the house as he should, so that even the floor of the house was full of wild grass. The father of the family had provided them with bed sheets, the mattress of which was filled with dry leaves of trees. A stool along with a table and a Bible were all the property of the Lincoln family. Abraham Lincoln went through a difficult time during his childhood, adolescence and youth due to the poor economic conditions of his family, but after entering the university, he was able to gradually change the economic conditions of his family. He received only 18 months of formal education, with most of his teachers being informal. Abraham was actually self-taught. In this way, he used to borrow books and read them carefully. He was well versed in books such as the Bible, English history, American history, and William Shakespeare's books. He used a very simple way to speak, that's why he attracted the attention. Private life: after meeting Mary Todd Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln officially married her on November 4, 1842. The result of this marriage was 4 children named Robert Todd, Edward Baker, William Wallace, and Thomas Todd. Beginning of professional activity: Abraham Lincoln was elected as a representative in the House of Representatives of the United States of America in 1846, but because he was a newcomer, he was not considered an important and outstanding figure. In 1855, he announced his candidacy for the U.S. Senate elections for the first time, and after this, he joined the new American Republican Party. Abraham Lincoln officially began his career as the President of the United States of America on March 4, 1861. After he started his presidency, he showed that, contrary to James Buchanan's opinion, he believes that the national government has the ability to face the rebels. At first, Abraham Lincoln did not oppose the slavery system, but he quickly realized that winning the American Civil War was not possible without freeing the slaves, and he tried to start his own policy, that is, the fight against slavery. Education and moved to Illinois. Lincoln was largely self-educated. His formal schooling was from itinerant teachers. It included 2 short stints in Kentucky, where he learned to read but probably not to write, at age 7, and in Indiana, where he went to school sporadically due to farm chores, for a total of less than 12 months in aggregate by the age of 15. He persisted as an avid reader and retained a lifelong interest in learning. Family, neighbors, and schoolmates recalled that his reading included the King James Bible, Aesop's Fables, John Bunyan's The Pilgrim's Progress, Daniel Defoe's Robinson Crusoe, and the autobiography of Benjamin Franklin. As a teen, Lincoln took responsibility for chores and customarily gave his father all earnings from work outside the home until he was 21. Lincoln was tall, strong, and athletic, and became adept at using an axe. He was an active wrestler during his youth and trained in the rough catch-as-catch-can style, also known as catch wrestling. He became county wrestling champion at the age of 21. He gained a reputation for strength and audacity after winning a wrestling match with the renowned leader of ruffians known as the Clary's Grove Boys. In March 1830, fearing another milk sickness outbreak, several members of the extended Lincoln family, including Abraham, moved west to Illinois, a free state, and settled in Macon County. Abraham then became increasingly distant from Thomas, in part due to his father's lack of education in 1831. As Thomas and other family prepared to move to a new homestead in Coles County, Illinois, Abraham struck out on his own. He made his home in New Salem, Illinois. For 6 years Lincoln and some friends took goods by flatboat to New Orleans, Louisiana, where he was first exposed to slavery. In 1865, Lincoln was asked how he came to acquire his rhetorical skills. He answered that in the practice of law he frequently came across the word demonstrate but had insufficient understanding of the term. So, he left Springfield for his father's home to study until he could give any proposition in the 6 books of Euclid at sight. After announcing the policy of fighting the slavery system, he faced strong opposition from the radical Republicans and tried to establish a good relationship with the pacifist Democrats. Finally, the efforts he made in this field were fruitful and he was able to gain a lot of support and popularity, and finally he was elected as the President of the United States for the second time. He could not implement his plans well during the second term of the presidency's life because he was assassinated by his